everyone, and welcome back to Wildly Free Reflections with me, Ashley Looker. I'm so glad you're here. I am feeling very exhausted today. I don't know a single person who's maybe not feeling exhausted. This has been a wild month. This has been a wild month for authenticity. That is the theme for this month in Joy School. It's what I've been talking about here on Substack. And wow, what a wild time to be really focusing on being your most authentic self. It was really challenging. It was really challenging for me. So I just wanted to come on here today and talk a little bit about my experience. Even though I'm feeling really exhausted, I still am feeling like so inspired to share with you all what I learned. This is going to be a very unedited, free balling it, don't really have an outline. I have like some notes that I want to talk about today, but it was just a really interesting time, I think, for all of us. Anybody who is out there practicing authenticity intentionally right now probably struggled a little bit. As somebody who has almost always struggled with speaking up and using her voice, this month, it challenged me. I have worked with the wound of really feeling like I need to be liked, that I need to please all the people around me. It is so much easier to just like agree than to disagree and keep the peace. That is how I have operated most of my life. And the older I have gotten and the more experience I have and the more work and healing I do, I have really realized that ain't it. That is not it. That is not the way. I think part of it has been, not feeling accepted for a big portion of my life, and a lot of the work that I've done has like been accepting and loving myself. Go figure. But I'm just starting out on this journey of really speaking up and using my voice on a political level. And so with everything, all the horrific things that happened this month, I just felt incredibly compelled to put my opinions out there, talk about my thoughts, talk about my feelings. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I am practicing using my voice. And part of that is, just sharing what's coming up for me and how I am feeling. So it took me the whole fucking month, but I recently posted a new post on Substack called Whose Side Are You On? Based on, something I saw on Instagram recently, and just the rhetoric around division and sides, and basically how the government has always like pinned us against each other. That's how I feel, that the government has us exactly where they want us, fighting each other, distracted, defensive, angry. And so it took me the whole month. I am filming this video on January 30th, and I just posted that article today. I have been working on it and fine-tuning it for at least 2 weeks. And I was like, no, I can't put it out there. I'm wrong. I'm wrong with this. Someone's going to like attack me for how I feel, or I said something wrong, or this is bad. That's another wound I've been working with most of my life, is like, there's something wrong with me, or I'm a bad person. And I know that I have good intentions, but part of the work as being a white person in this society right now is being able to speak up, be wrong, face it, get feedback, and do better. And that is what I am here to do. Part of authenticity is doing this shit imperfectly. And if I don't put myself out there, if I don't speak up, I'm falling back into that perfectionism, that needing to be liked, and I am not willing to do that anymore. So that is where I am at today. One of the things that I learned that I wanted to talk about or just mention today when it comes to authenticity is authenticity really is a practice. it shows up differently every single day. As much as I like want to be authentic, it's not a personality trait. It's not a brand. It is a practice every single day. It is listening to your energy. It is listening to your capacity. It is listening to your feelings, listening to your body. All of those things change every single day. Excuse me. And so that is for me what one thing that became very, very clear was, okay, I need to listen. I need to listen to myself and listen to what is feeling right for me in this moment. And that is huge because I am, like so many of us, very used to pushing through, pushing things down, pushing through, pushing, pressure, urgency, scarcity. That is the mode that I have operated in for so freaking long. And I'm over it. And I'm really practicing what I preach, I feel like, this month, and it has been incredibly difficult. So I have been speaking up a lot more than I would have in the past. And you know, I've gotten some pushback. I've gotten some, you know, names called like at me. I've lost some followers, you know. And you know, it honestly doesn't hurt. I think in the past that may have like like really bothered me, but I'm so grateful that I'm at a place now where I love and accept myself so much that it doesn't bother me as much as it would have in the past. So that is the first thing, that authenticity is a practice. The other thing that came up for me, I may have talked about this already in the first podcast, was, and this is something that was really interesting. I never thought about authenticity like this before, but that authenticity is often subtractive versus additive. And I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings on this, because I can see both, but for a long time, being the like ambitious human that I am, who is very much focused on her accomplishments and doing all of the right things and checking all of the fucking boxes, that is what I've always gone for, right? Like more. That's going to make me better. It's going to make me more authentic, more who I am. And I think that is true some of the time, but I also believe, and one of the practices for me this month was pulling those masks off. You know, the people-pleasing mask, the perfectionist mask, the wanting to be liked mask, like pulling those things off, subtracting those, losing those in order to become more authentic and more me, and to show up and be seen more as myself. And so, you know, it's not always what you quit is just as important as what you start. You know, and I think it takes both to be our most authentic selves. So that was another thing that came up for me. Trusty list here. The other thing that was huge that I am really gonna continue working on, this is like a lifelong practice, is like the identity piece. Ooh, this is something that I feel like I could talk about for a really long time, because this really gets to the root of why we hold ourselves back, why we do mask up, why we feel stuck, why we aren't living the lives that we, you know, want to live. It's because we are living in an identity that no longer serves us, that we are outgrowing, but we continue to like put on those pants that are like 3 sizes too small, or we keep putting ourselves in this box that we're like busting out of. We've outgrown the old identity of the perfectionist. We've outgrown the old identity of liked by everybody. We're outgrowing the identity of people pleaser, conflict avoider, like whatever those old identities are that have kept you stuck. Part of authenticity is recognizing those things, recognizing them through our journaling practice, through meditation, through therapy, through coaching, you know, any of those things, and being able to take action and decide to move in a different direction, to do things differently. That is the work, right? It is the awareness and the recognition of, oh shit, like this no longer serves me. This is an identity that is keeping me small and keeping me stuck. And so that is part of authenticity too. And that is some hard shit to face, because I know for me, I fall back into those old identities or those old patterns of being all the time. And without my journaling practice and therapy and my meditation practice and being willing to be self-aware and recognize where I am keeping myself stuck and taking responsibility for that, I would not be where I'm at today. Not to say I'm just like some, enlightened individual, but I'm happier, I'm healthier, I'm in a good place for me, and that counts, that matters. I'm proud of that, right? I'm really, really proud of that. So the other thing that I heard that, I've got my little like anxiety stress ball. The other thing that I heard this month, where did I hear it? Ooh, it was about, I can't remember, but it was about authenticity and being accountable, taking responsibility for ourselves, for our actions, for the hurt that we have caused. Oof, that like brings tears to my eyes. For the wrongdoing, for the way that we've hurt ourselves, for the way that we've hurt others, taking responsibility for that. I think there's a big authenticity piece when it comes to accountability, responsibility, because those things point back to integrity, being in integrity with who you are as a person, with your values, with what matters to you. That is our authentic code. We talked about authentic code this whole month in Joy School. We talked about authenticity, and our authentic code are those things that we need in our life in order to thrive and to be our best selves. For example, I need freedom. For somebody else, they might need compassion. For somebody else, they may need health. They may need joy. They may need adventure. Our authentic code are the things that we need in order to be our most authentic, aligned self. And it is about alignment. It is absolutely about alignment, aligning your thoughts, your actions with how you are behaving, how you are showing up in the world. And so that is a big thing that I'm taking responsibility for right now is, okay, if part of my authentic code is freedom, then I need to take some motherfucking responsibility for that. Period. It is nobody else's responsibility but mine to create the level of freedom that I desire to be my best self in my life. It's not my husband's responsibility. It's not my sister's responsibility. It's not my therapist's responsibility, my parents' responsibility. Hell no, that is my responsibility. I'm in charge of that. When it comes to my health, which is another part of my authentic code, it is my responsibility to get enough sleep, to set boundaries, to go to therapy, to make those payments, to stretch, to move, to take care of myself. Nobody's going to jump inside my body and do that for me. It is my responsibility, right? And so, yeah, there is this connection of our values and our authentic code with authenticity. And it's going back to what I said at the beginning of this little recording is, we have to take responsibility for that, and we have to practice that. We have to make a commitment to this. This isn't something that we just decide, which deciding is a great place to start, but your decision needs to then be followed by action, period. If you really want to be your most authentic self and your happiest self, you've got to take those actions. Because here's the other thing that I don't know if I mentioned this, but this blew my fucking mind when I first heard this, that you cannot be inauthentic and also happy. Let me tell you, learning that put a lot of puzzle pieces together for me. Because when I first learned that you cannot be inauthentic and also happy, I was at a point in my life where I was not in integrity, where I was not in alignment with my values, where I was not in the relationship that I wanted to be in. I was not in the place, I was not taking care of myself. And I was like, holy shit, I'm doing all of the right things. I have a great career. Like I'm working, I'm like trying to help people. You know, I feel like I'm checking all the boxes. I'm getting my degree, blah, 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 blah. So why the fuck am I not happy? Oh, because I am not being my most authentic self. That's what it all boils down to. And this is not to say that you are going to be 100% authentic all the time, right? Like I talked about this in the first video this month, you know, that you're going to get all different parts of me. And as you watch and continue to tune into Wildly Free Reflections, you're going to get soft Ashley. You're going to get angry Ashley. You're going to get, you know, the most gentle, compassionate, kind, soft, divine form of myself. All of those parts make up who I am, you know? So you're going to get different aspects of me, and those are all authentic, true to me parts, just like they are for you as well. And so, yeah, like we're made up of all different complexities and intersections, right? That make us who we are. So can we embrace all of those parts? Another piece of authenticity is not abandoning those parts that we believe or we think or we feel or we've been taught are bad, are not good enough. The wrinkles on our faces, right? The things that you don't know about politics right now, whatever the case may be. Like, we need to embrace all of those shadowy parts as well. You are a whole person. You are not broken, right? Like, you are a whole person. Your whole self is your most authentic self. And so embracing all of those parts as well, right? I'm holding this, by the way. So if you just like see this like moving around, but it is really about embracing all of those parts of ourselves as well, right? So not abandoning those parts that we're like, oh, I don't want to show that part, or I'm ashamed of that part, or I'm scared of that part. That is part of authenticity, is to show that weirdness, show that oddness, show that sensitivity, show that empathy, show that anger, whatever it is that is showing up for you. All of those parts get a seat at the fucking table. And we have to stop abandoning those parts or shaming them or pushing them aside, because that is not going to add to our joy. It is going to add to the sense that we are unworthy. And unworthiness, a sense of unworthiness, contributes to our unhappiness. 1,000%. So, tapping into allowing yourself to be whole, even if it's for a moment in meditation, where you bring all of those shadowy parts to the table, where you embody them, where you embrace them, versus pushing them down, pushing them away, and pretending like they're not there. They are all parts of you that want to be seen, want to be heard, want to be healed. And so, I don't know about you, but I am so fucking done abandoning myself in any form, any fashion, any way. Even if it's the part where I'm like, oh, that was really fucking judgmental, Ashley. That was really mean, Ashley. That was really embarrassing, Ashley. Like, embracing all of those parts, that is some hard work. It's easy to stuff that shit down. Done it for years. I'm sure many of you here have, but we cannot do that anymore. Those parts want to be loved, they want to be embraced, and they want to be healed. So that is part of the authentic journey as well. Listen, I don't have this perfected. I don't have authenticity perfected. I'm not expecting myself to have it perfected in any way in this lifetime at all. But I am here to keep this discussion open. I am here to keep exploring, what does this look like for me? How can I show up as my most authentic self professionally, personally, in my relationships, in my work, with my clients? What can I do? How can I do that? What does that look like? How can I stay connected to myself? How can I not abandon myself anymore? How can I not pretend anymore? How can I not fake it anymore? How can I not stay silent anymore? Those are the questions that I am asking myself these days. Those are I think the really important questions. How can I show up for myself so I can show up for other people? We have to take care of ourselves right now. We have to tend to ourselves right now so we can take care of the collective. It's truly essential. And so I don't have a good way to end this. I just wanted to pop on here and, talk a little bit about what's coming up for me. I would love to hear what's coming up for you. Did I offend you? Are you excited about what I said? I want to hear from you. I'm all ears. I am all ears. Part of my authentic journey is really learning and not being afraid of being wrong anymore. I think that is such a big thing for so many people. We're so fucking caught up in our ego right now. And it's like, we can't be wrong and I am right. And it's created so much division. And I fucking hate it. I just hate it. I'm not trying to look at the situation like Pollyanna, everything's going to be great. Just like fix it with love. But in the piece that I wrote this whole month about whose side are you on, that might be a really radical way of looking at things right now. Like, oh, can we just find a way to communicate? Can we find a way to connect? Can we find a way to see each other, to hear each other? If that is a fucking radical way of doing things, so be it. We are living in radical fucking times. We are living within a administration that is slowly but surely completely dismantling our democracy. Now, if that isn't fucking radical, I don't know what is. So if me sitting here today offends you, that kindness and empathy and connection and understanding and acceptance feels radical or feels wrong, like, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So that's where I'm at. Next month for Joy School, we are talking about compassion, which I had no idea was so connected to authenticity. One of the other things that I've really learned and tapped into this month was I am so much more connected with my authentic self, with my authenticity when I am compassionate toward myself. I've spent a lifetime being hypercritical, hyper judgmental, just a complete fucking asshole toward myself. And the way that I really allow myself to feel seen and safe is through compassion. And the two are very connected for me. So I'm really excited to continue building on this authenticity and learning how compassion can help me become an even more deeply connected, authentic version of myself. So I will be dropping another little, musing, rant, reflection, whatever you want to call it, very, very soon. And we're going to be diving into what compassion is, how it can show up, and not just like the fluffy shit. Like I'm not just the fluffy shit of like, take a bath, meditate, drink your water. Like, I think self-compassion goes so much deeper than that. So we're going to be diving in deep, true to form. And I hope you tune in, and I hope to see you there. So thank you. See you soon. Bye.